Janet Nepales, GMA7. Hi, Monica. Congratulations on your performance here in A Complete Unknown as
Thank you.
Grace. I saw her performance one night and I saw how first she's a woman she is. So talk about how you captured her essence.
Well, I mean, the first steps with her were to just really try and start the technical part of this, which were to to get her voice and guitar. I didn't have any experience in those things. And I did approach that with sort of a level of like fear and perfectionism. But as I became more proficient, it became very clear. And the more I learned about her as a person, it just became clear that like I had to sort of allow for a certain kind of confidence to come in, because she had stage fright bouts for sure, but she was supremely confident in her voice, and she had sang such beautiful interpretations of these songs, of these folk songs at the time. Like her arrangements were so specific and so wonderful. And so for me, as I started to like release myself from some of that perfectionism, I felt a little bit more connected to her essence. And it helps to read her memoirs and so sort of try to process the way she thinks. Um and she even said something. I mean, there was a New Yorker article where she talked about her illustrations, and she said that the more perfect you try to be, the more you rob a piece of art from like what makes it really interesting and from its humanity. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to take that as a bit of allowance to not get into mimicry, and instead embrace the essence of her, and let the technical work do what it needs to do, the vibrato, the finger picking, and all of that. Let that be there, and keep working on that, but also just sort of like embrace who she was underneath, or attempt to.
And how was it working with Timothée Chalamet in this movie? And what were some of your memorable scenes with him?
It was incredible. I've always been such an admirer of his work. And our first meeting, we had sort of heard recordings of each other in the studio, because you do a lot of pre-records. And I was just so impressed with the work that he was doing. And our first meeting was a music rehearsal. So, kind of more similar to a Bob and Joan meeting where they met in the music space. We got to meet, once our musical proficiency was there. And I had such a wonderful experience getting to like hear myself play songs. Just like the idea that I could like make something with my hands that sounds like a complete song was just like so awesome. And so then to hear the two of us, our sort of siloed preparation coming together and harmonizing together, and hearing the beautiful accompaniment of our two guitars together was just like, I mean, for me, it's a career highlight. It was like one of the coolest things I think that's like ever happened to me. And it was just such a dream. And I felt so, that day I just went home buzzing and just felt so excited that like we were getting to do this movie together.
So you sang and played the guitar in the movie, but how was that experience? How did you prepare for it?
Well, luckily I had a lot of phenomenal coaching, and just tried to focus on like the more, like I said, like the more iconic parts of her voice and her playing style. Just tried to, I mean, it was really from scratch. I wasn't a singer. I didn't play guitar. So I just like really zoned in on Joan, and just trying to sound as close to her as possible, and just hours and hours and months, and kind of blood, sweat, and tears, really. But very much worth it in the end. I'm like feel so grateful that I can play guitar now.
Well, thank you very much and congratulations. More power to you, Monica.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.